Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to our Heal the Witch Wound 3-day challenge and priestess training. I'm Desiree Dunbar. I am your host. I am a dance priestess, and I cannot wait to guide you through these incredible 3 days together. And we're leading up to the full moon, everybody. Full moon in Sagittarius, and we're coming into a full moon ceremony on June the 1st at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me know into the chat whether you're here live with us on Zoom in the VIP room or you're here on Facebook. Say hello. And I would love for you to just feel into for a moment, what are you bringing to the circle? What are you bringing today that's positive, that adds life force energy and love to the circle? Maybe it is that. Maybe it's chi flow. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's energies of protection, energies of expansion. What specific energy are you bringing to the circle today? I'm so excited to be here with you. Just looking around our VIP room today, welcoming Angie and Judy. Hey, sisters, Terry, Advi, Teresa's popping in. I'm going to give everyone a moment to pop in. I am so happy to be here with you. Happy Memorial Day, everybody, from my American friends. Blessed Memorial Day. I know it's a day to remember. And our experience over the next few days is truly about remembrance. It's about tapping into your intuition, your innate abilities as a woman with intuition. Women's intuition is absolutely a real and powerful thing. And it's about remembering, once you open your intuition, remembering who you've been, you as an infinite soul, you as this soul blueprint being who is has this propensity towards a certain destination, and we do have free will, so we do get to make all these choices along the way. Does anybody here feel like they're at a crossroads, either on Facebook or in our Zoom room? How many people, just give me, yeah, I'm seeing some waves. Let's practice our sparkly fingers. You know me, I love to dance, I love to move. If you're new to me, you're going to find out. Sparkly fingers moving our body really changes our energy as soon as we move. So, how many people are at a crossroads? Sparkly fingers. Yeah, and if you're comfortable sharing in the chat, let me know, what is that crossroads that you're at? And the problem is, everybody, that I find with so many women, and the thing that breaks my heart is that we don't 100% trust in our intuition. And so we're not 100% sure, should I go that way or should I go that way? We put pressure on ourselves. We have perfectionist tendencies. We sometimes have people pleasing tendencies. Put the letter Y into the chat if that's true for you. Okay, that you feel like it has been natural or currently is to be a people pleaser. Put the letter Y into the chat. Y into the chat below. And it's definitely been true for me. I grew up that way. I grew up, helping my mom. I was like mom's little helper, making sure there's dinner on the table, setting the table, making sure everyone else is fed. And we end up putting ourselves last on the list. And when we do that, we're not really listening to our own instincts and intuition, are we? We're putting other people first and what they need, and we're feeling into, what do all these other people need? And then when it comes the time to go deep within and make really big decisions, it can be very difficult, it can be very challenging. And later I'll tell you a little bit about one of those big crossroad decisions that I came across in my life, and it really changed my life and for the better. But it could have went either way. I could have chosen path A or path B, and I'm so glad I ended up with path B. And the reason, the what got me there actually was just opening my intuition, learning how to open the third eye and to have these quantum leaps through energetics. And I'm going to share more about my violet healing processes at the end. And we are going to do a meditation right at the beginning today. And I'm just going to click around for a moment. You're just going to see me click around. And I just want to make sure we all know what's happening this week. I am so happy to be here with you. If you haven't met me before, I'm Desiree Dunbar. I'm a professional dancer and I'm a priestess. And I love to unify those two things together because to me, dancing is one of the fastest, most effective ways to change our energy and to feel happy, healthy, and free. And so our 3 days together, my beauties, include today, Monday, May 29th. We are coming out of the broom closet. That is our theme today. We're going to dive in as we unearth what is the witch wound, how do we heal it, and what's on the other side of the witch wound. You might feel like there's an invisible wall that you're coming up against, and you know there's something more, there's something better, there's an enhanced version of life on the other side of that invisible wall, but you just can't seem to get through. This is your opportunity this week. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. And I'll get Trina, my coach, my beautiful priestess coach, to drop in the workbook in case you haven't got the workbook yet. And you may have gotten a lot of emails from us by mistake. So, my apologies, everybody. We had a little bit of a tech disruption glitch, and a whole bunch of emails went out yesterday. So just think about it as love letters from my heart to yours, extending around you. And I know we flooded your inbox. So my deepest apologies. Please forgive me. And I'm so glad that you're here today. Everybody, on day 2, Tuesday, May 30th, it's exactly the same time. We're meeting here, same time, same place, to discover how to make a difference. So how do you actually change yourself and your operating system to create new habits and break the chain of the ancestral patterns that are holding you back and keeping that invisible wall there? We're going to dive into that. And then on Wednesday, May 31st, we're coming up closer to the full moon. Our third theme, and I know people love day 3. We always get so much feedback that they just love day 3, especially. The theme is happy, healthy, and wealthy. And who doesn't want that? Being happy, healthy, and wealthy. And as soon as we bring up the topic of money and wealth, it can automatically bring up belief systems that may or may not be true. So we can gain some clarity around our belief systems. And when you have the awareness, then you can start to shift and change them. Because, of course, how you grew up and how your caregivers related to money rubbed off on you. And maybe you've already done a lot of work on this. We're going to work on it a little bit together here while we're in this sacred sisterhood. So that is day 3, everybody. And then we're having the full moon ceremony, June the 1st, Sagittarius full moon. We're going to bring in a goddess guide. We're going to call in the 4 directions, cast circle, and you'll be getting a powerful message to support you on the crossroads, whatever crossroads you might be at this time. And everybody, we have a special gift for you. I'll remind you at the end as well. But if you've been to the Heal the Witch Wound Challenge before, how many people have been here before? You've been through the trainings before, you know and love them, and you're back again. That is amazing. One of the sacred services and offerings that we provide is a 20-minute clarity call, an oracle card reading with one of our priestess mentors. These are women that are training with me in our year-long priestess program, or they're coaches in the program already, and they've got their oracle and tarot decks standing by, and they're going to be coming on Zoom with you to help you with that crossroads decision. Now, these are valued normally at $200, these sessions, and so they are coveted spots. So if you're going to take a spot, please make sure that you're going to be able to be there and be there live, face to face, on Zoom, video on for those 20 minutes. And you want to get there right on time just because we only have 20 minutes. It's very quick, but we can do a lot in 20 minutes. So I'm going to get Priestess Coach Trina to go ahead and drop in the link, and you can go ahead and grab your spot. There's limited spots, everybody. So when Trina drops in the link in Facebook and Zoom, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to just go ahead, grab your spot quick. When they run out, but there is quite a few spots. So go ahead, pick a time that serves you. what you'll do is you'll click in here and you can see book now, for example, under Trina's, and we've got all our coaches there. So you just go through, find a time that serves you, and then you're going to get that powerful, magical time with these incredible women. So I am so pleased and excited to be able to offer that to you. Okay, my beauties, we're going to actually get started with a meditation. I know people often, they say often after they heal the witch wound, their favorite part was coming into the meditations. And it's more than just a meditation, it's a guided visualization. Now, if you don't see visuals, just know that it's perfectly fine. We're not all visual, we all learn in different ways. If you are visual, that's great, but I'll use words and words as visualizations so that you have the energies coming in. So, whether your mind wanders or whether you're very present, just know that it's still working on some level. And often people say that they start to fall asleep or they're yawning or they can't remember what happened after. And it's because I'm bringing in these violet healing energies. And you can imagine they're like a symphony of healing energies. And your system is starting to attune to these healing frequencies and to relax. And your brain is literally going into that more theta wave state. And maybe you can actually start to feel that that's already happening because I am starting to bring in the energies as I talk about it. So if you're driving, I recommend that you stay present. But if you're here and you've set up your magical space and you can completely relax, I love that. Maybe you've got your crystals, maybe you've lit a candle. I've lit a few candles around creating sacred space for us. I've got candles. Maybe you have some anointing oils or a spray. I have my hawthorn spray here. I love hawthorn. Does anyone else love hawthorn? I'm going to do a little spray. I love how it opens the heart. And a lot of what we're up to here, my friends, is creating this safe space, safe and sacred space to honor yourself as sacred and to find the gold in the dark. Phyllis Curott, one of my mentors, who's a Wiccan elder, I know some of you know her, you experienced her work in maybe one of our summits or in one of her circles. And she's a Wiccan elder, but she's also an attorney. And so she has this practicality, social justice, and advocacy piece, as well as this deep and profound connection of a practice that honors the earth at its core. And so through that Wiccan practice and the practicality, it can create a lot of magic in our life. And that's what we're up to together here today, everybody, is gold in the dark. Go into the shadows, start to be curious, be open, be coachable. Pretend you don't know anything because maybe something will be said today that just creates an aha moment, something that I say could just have that moment, just maybe I'll say it a little bit differently than you've heard before, for example, and a light bulb moment occurs. So stay open, stay coachable, and the deeper you go, everybody, with shadow work, mining the realms of the inner world and the feelings and the emotions and the intuition and all that programming that lives within us and the blueprint of your soul, the deeper you go, the higher you will fly. And the problem is, everybody, is that imagine it's like an iceberg and we just get to the tip of the iceberg. And so you start to go inwards, doing your processing and shadow work and all the beautiful ways that you do it, journaling and meditating and coming into circles and reading personal development books and watching YouTube and doing courses, all the good things. But you just get to the tip of the iceberg and then you say to yourself, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling better, a little more even keeled, feeling grounded. And then we kind of get on with things because life gets busy and we live in a very masculine world where it's push, 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 go, go, go. Productivity is revered. And what if we could just actually spend energy, time, and create space to do the opposite, to come into a feminine way of going deeper? Because below the tip of the iceberg is something much more profound. And we realize when we start to go in, there's more and more and more to peel back like layers of the onion, to dive in and then find all those ahas, realizations, and remembrances that actually put us on our path. So if you're only getting the tip of the iceberg, you feel like you're on your path, and you are, and you're going along a certain timeline. Now, if you go deeper into the iceberg, now your timeline has shifted, because the deeper you go, the higher you fly. Now you're on this timeline and you're going forward towards rewards that are beyond your wildest dreams. Now you go deeper, you're going deeper, and it takes a lot of courage. It's not comfortable. You're going to go to the edge of your comfort zone. Now you've shifted again and you're on another timeline that just makes your life so extraordinary. And that's what I want for everybody here, to aim towards that timeline of living the most extraordinary life in which you are happy and healthy and wealthy or prosperous in the true sense of the word, spiritual prosperity. There's joy, there's presence, there's self love, there's outward love, there's seeing the beauty in all things, self acceptance, delight, synchronicities all day long. But the problem is, we've been battling the witch wound and the ancestral traumas and pains that have created this invisible wall. And it's my intent and our collective intent here, my friends, through this entire week, Monday through Thursday, as we culminate in the full moon ceremony, that we're dissolving this invisible wall to feel free. Like a breath of fresh air, the wall comes down. And now, what is on the other side of that wall? This is where we get to trust, have faith, and believe, as I truly do, that the best is yet to come. And that has 100% been my experience. And I'll be sharing some stories as we go along. And not just my stories, but stories of other women that are dear to my heart, that have been my clients, students, part of my programs, and what they've unearthed and what they've discovered as they went deeper and deeper and deeper, healing this witch wound. So let's go ahead, everybody. Let's do a meditation together in a violet healing process to invoke the great goddess, to connect here as like-minded sisters with hearts of gold, who are natural healers, who know intuition is just as important as our logical mind, and we're bringing it back to balance, our creativity, our abilities as the creatrix who is creating ceremony, whether that's the ceremony of creating an altar, her own altar, or the ceremony of walking in nature to honor the sacred in a simple plant, tree, or flower, the sounds of birds, honoring nature as a kind of a church, a temple, a place to feel deep and profound connection, or as a woman who creates ceremony, gathering other souls together as we are today. We are all the creatrix here, and we are empowering one another in our circle to take the reins of our life, to deepen into sovereignty with new skills and abilities and tools, to shed layers, and to believe and to receive a key from the goddess to unlock all the wisdom that's already within you. There's nothing to learn from the outside. It's already there. It's a matter of shedding, releasing, dissolving, and remembering. Because of the oppression, repression, and diminishing of our light as women, we have amnesia. But we're waking up. The priestesses are waking up. The healers, the light workers, the holistic healers who know it's all about body, unconscious mind, conscious mind, spirit, and soul. You cannot isolate these things. And the true healer, shamaness, and medicine woman is supporting in all those realms to bring their client, their village, their community, their children, their loved ones back to balance as the leader. And if you found yourself here, you are a leader. You're a leader of the divine, the sacred, of femininity. You know that feminine power is nothing to be feared, but it's a source of true and infinite love. And if you can, close your eyes as we create a circle together. Deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in from the plants and the trees all around, in your home, in your neighborhood, nearby in the parks. Breathe in and then release and exhale back to the plants and trees exactly what they need. Find that reciprocity, the ebb, the flow. Align yourself with flow. For with this flow, life becomes easier, more enjoyable. It's less about control, more about surrender, faith, trust. I believe and I receive. You have the generosity down. Expand to receiving. Take what's yours. Take the breath. Take the air. And then naturally give again with the exhale. Bringing your hands to your heart. Honoring yourself for everything you've been through. All of life's initiations. And the intentional initiations, the way pressure is needed to create a diamond. You've put yourself in situations of pressure so that you could grow, change, and come out the other side anew. And grounding now as though you are a tree, receiving energy from the earth below and the soul of the land that you are on, and welcoming it into your whole body. Whole body, it's rising up through all the chakras, clearing, cleaning, enhancing. And just as trees have a two-way system, they release out their roots. Release what does not serve you. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. down through the roots, back to Mother Earth, Mama Gaia, deep, unconditional, unwavering, and infinite love all around you now. Receiving this love from the earth. Call in your spiritual support from wherever else you believe it comes from. Your goddess guides, your goddess council, your light council, cosmic beings, animal totems, helpful and loving ancestors. They're all there with you. Acknowledge them, honor them, thank them. And all of our guides are co-creating and collaborating as though they are doing a dance together now. My guides, your guides, all of our guides. They join, they unite in empowering us today to release pains of the past, to heal the past, and to step firmly on the timeline towards your most extraordinary life. Asking them now for what you will need: courage, a willingness to be in that discomfort, to be in that pressure, to know that through the overwhelm is peace and calm, like a rainbow after a storm. Please support us in being willing to brave the storm when we know the results will benefit not only us, but our children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, and all future generations. Feeling that expanse through your heart, chest, whole being, as you notice future generations, 7 generations into the future. And these future generations step into the circle with us now. Left palm up, right palm down, connect in circle with all of us. Feel a temple space, a holy space. And at the center of our circle is a violet healing flame. Watch the flames dance. Magentas, deep purples, lavender, flickering flame, sparks floating, flying up. And above the temple, like a fireworks, exploding, cascading down, all of these colors flittering, flying, cascading down to the earth to bring healing and transformation, to support in the healings, the wounds of humanity. And may our time together not only bless you, your life, your family, your communities, but the whole of humanity, all sisters and brothers everywhere. What are you releasing into this violet flame? Ancestral pain, wounding, and programs that have kept us stuck, playing small, feeling negative emotions, guilt, apathy and depression, anger, rage, stuck in desire, inviting this violet healing flame to dissolve, purify, and melt the wall you've built up around you, thinking it would keep you safe. And yet it's only diminished your truth, your light, and your power. And fill your body with gold light now. Sparkling, shimmering gold. Connecting you to your higher self. And hands to womb space. Perhaps some small movements through the hips, swirling gold light through the lower centers, roots, navel. Release down and out the yoni to the earth from the lower centers and womb, which you no longer need to hold and carry. Let go. Let go. Let go. Watch it dissolve into the earth. And ask yourself the question now, why am I here? Why did I choose to be here? Notice the third eye come behind the bridge of the nose. Imagine 1,000-petaled lotus flower, the most exquisite, divine flower, blossoming one petal at a time, opening. It is safe. You are safely guided. You are infinite love. You are the goddess embodied. And you turn, imagining the woman to your left, she is here, and whisper into her ear, you are a goddess. See her. And the whispers circle around. You're a goddess. You're a goddess. And the woman to your right leans in now and whispers so soothingly and powerfully into your ear. You are a goddess. It reverberates all through your entire being, for you know it to be true. And that which is untrue, false, flows into the violet flame, releasing vows, contracts. And grounding again now. Grounded, calm, deep breaths. Allowing the opposite of resistance. Allowing, I allow. It is what it is. I allow myself the pleasure of the moment, complete and utter presence, to feel that I'm worthy of this and that I'm worthy of sharing the truth and light of who I really am with this circle. Grounding, grounding, more grounding. Grounding continues throughout our entire session together. And as we complete the end of our session later, all the chakras will go to the perfect aperture, opening or closing as is needed to take you through your day. Deep breath, maybe making a sigh sound. When you're ready, open your eyes, hands to body in some way, perhaps patting the arms, patting the body, or hands to face, some anointing oils or some sprays, seeing some crystals, touching some crystals, and returning, truly returning to this time. Drink some water, my friends. Drink some water. And so we've been introduced to our violet healing flame. Some of you will know this process well, and some of you will be new to the process. And we'll be attuning more and more to it as the week unfolds. Let me know how you're feeling. Priestess Carly is saying yummy. Thank you. I love that. Yes, let me know how you're feeling. K Star is saying that's exactly what I needed. I feel present. Beautiful. That's amazing, everybody. I'm so glad. So just to take your time as you're coming back, and we're going to start to flow through our day one training. Now, tomorrow we're going to go through making a difference, and I'm going to share more about my journey going on, being on this one track, that one timeline to a more kind of corporate lifestyle, more of a professional lifestyle as a university professor of dance, and then switching to the woo. And it was a big process for me to switch from this timeline, which was very kind of straight edge, to something that's completely unique. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing things that maybe haven't even been done before. And so there's a pioneering force behind it. And so I'm going to share a little bit more about that tomorrow, how I did that and how I created a six-figure business in a very short period of time when I started to play full out, going online and becoming very precise with what exactly I offered. I can't wait for tomorrow. So that will be all about making a difference. We talked about booking your call, everybody. Trina, I'll get you to pop our link in again so you have a chance, my beauties, those of you that came a little bit later, to book an oracle card reading with one of our amazing priestess coaches and mentors. They've opened up their schedule for you, so please value their time. Grab a time that really aligns with you. It'll be a time where you know you can sit down, come on Zoom. You'll have time to set up your Zoom ahead of time and be very present as you are now with your Priestess Mentor Coach. Everybody stay till the end today. We'll be finishing at 12:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so a quarter after the hour. And I have a secret word for you that I'll be sharing close to the end of our time. And I'll be asking you to share the secret word in the chat. And then we're going to be picking a winner for a prize today. And I'll tell you what that prize is later. Also, throughout the whole challenge, I love giving away prizes. So we have 3 amazing prizes. Third prize, everybody, is 2 master classes. One is a replay that we did recently called Weaving the Woo. It's about being a ceremonialist and how do you start to put together your ceremonies? What does that take? How do you get yourself out there? How do you let go of all the fear of being judged? All of that good stuff is in this workshop, as well as a guidebook, a 17-page guidebook on how to lead your own women's circle. You're getting that, and you're also getting a human design masterclass with Maria Henning that's happening next week. And I'll tell you more about that as we go. That's third prize. Second prize, you get all of that, plus 30 days of Violet Healing meditations. They're all in a portal ready to go for you. And then first prize, everybody, is a scholarship to our 6-week program. And I'm going to be telling you more about our 6-week program along the way. And you have a chance to win a spot into the 6-week program. So the way you win, everybody, is to like, heart, share, and play along. We'll have a little bit of homework tonight. Nothing too hard, but it's a little bit stretchy. I want to push you a little bit, give you that little nudge so that you can have the opportunity to shift, get your homework done, do a sister intro. I know some of you have made beautiful intros already, and I really prefer videos because I'm wanting you to practice using your voice and kind of just getting yourself out there a little bit more as the powerful, incredible woman that you are. So it's a little video right into the Facebook group, the Heal the Witch Wound Challenge Facebook group, sharing a little bit about your journey, spiritual awakening that you've had, what the Heal the Witch Wound means to you, and what's on the other side of that invisible wall. So you're just going to, under 3 minutes, sister intro, hashtag sister intro, and those are due by Wednesday. So Wednesday, the 31st by midnight, and then I'll be announcing the prizes at the full moon ceremony. And Trina, we can just drop in the full moon ceremony link again too, because we want to make sure everyone signs up for that specifically. Okay, darlings, let's do this. Let's unearth this witch wound business and get ourselves out of the broom closet. So which of these best describes you? Okay, take a look at these words, my friends, and just notice for yourself which words are standing out. And if you're comfortable, put it into the chat. Which one is just standing out? And Coach uh, Trina has put in the full moon ceremony, everybody, and you can grab your spot. It's a separate sign up from today, so just want to make sure you know about that. Kieran, hey Kieran, is Kieran saying fear, guilt? Good old guilt. Guilt is kind of a BS feeling. There's actually no reason to actually feel guilt. It's something that's been programmed into us, and religious trauma is a thing. Being, brought up potentially in a religion, and some of the things served you and were great. Some of those rituals you probably continue with today and the purity of them, and some of them were not helpful, and some of them actually condoned guilt and used guilt really against you. And so we're deprogramming everybody. Cheryl saying fear, perfectionist, financial. Jacqueline saying overwhelm and lone wolf. I literally live in a forest right now. Lone wolf in the forest all by herself. We got to get you out of that forest. We like forests, but it's more fun if there's a circle of women. Powerful women. Okay, this is where we want to be. And I call this the sacred sorceress archetype, because you know that you're magical, you know you're a light worker, you know you're intuitive, you're creative, maybe you're even an artist. And now, once you've released all the programming, these are the words that are more prevalent for us. Yeah, I love this photo too. This photo is taken in Joshua Tree. And then my amazing assistant created this collage for me. When she sent me this collage, I was just blown away. I love it. And I love the element of fire. I have a lot of fire in my chart. And I have a lot of Sagittarius and a lot of Scorpio, which of course are watery as well. But it's a feeling like I want to be your cheerleader. I want to get you going. I want to support you in getting beyond the switch wound as soon as possible, but also elegantly. So, what words are standing out, everybody? Type in one word, my friends. One word. You know those puzzles where you're asked to find a word within the puzzle? Which one is jumping out? Joy, radiance, rebirth, joy, rebirth. Ooh, a lot of the same ones. Between, joy. Yeah, maybe you're in the betwixt and between, Karen. I love the betwixt and the between. So you're in the between crossroads. You're thinking, do I go this way? Do I go that way? And it's such a powerful place to be. It's like a pause. In dance, we call that a pregnant pause because you're between one pose and another. And the moment in between is actually the most magical one. So we don't want to rush those pregnant pauses and the betwixt and the between. We want to really embrace that. So we're going, everybody, from that wounded witch to the sacred sorceress. That's the bridge that we're all traversing on. And there's always new layers and levels to get to. Whether you're new to this kind of concept or you've been on this path for decades, in my experience, there's always more to get to. Here we have a beautiful card. And let me go back. I want you to really see that card. So this is from the Witch's Wisdom deck, Phyllis Curate, who I mentioned earlier. Ace of Fire. Now, the Ace of Fire is so beautiful because we have this serpent or dragon making the infinity symbol, the anvil going into the cauldron. Literally, what we did with the violet healing flame was to release what was holding us back. It gets transmuted, it gets changed. This card is all about community, like gathering around that fire, and it's all about change. What are you throwing into the cauldron? Let's just declare that right now. Everyone open the chat either on Facebook or Zoom. Go ahead and put into the chat and let's do a kind of a free form brainstorm, everything you're letting go of. Now, I already mentioned quite a few things: guilt, maybe it's shame, maybe it's procrastination. Type it in and let's go. What are you throwing into the fire? This is a sacred circle. This is your time to let it go. And you don't have to know how to let it go. And this is where we get stuck because we start to analyze. That masculine comes in again, and we're thinking to ourselves, but I don't know how to let go of guilt. Where do I even start? And now you're stuck thinking, you're overthinking, you're spinning your wheels again. So we're practicing third eye open, intuition fully, rebalancing masculine, feminine. Guilt, fear, shame. Yes, keep it coming. Lack, uncertainty, judgment. I love these. Let's get rid of them. Fear, anger. Yes, procrastinating, self sabotage, repression, doubt, where to start, and more. I'm just reading the ones I see on Zoom in this moment, and I feel my friends over on Facebook too. Okay, beauties. So, the power of uniqueness. I love this quote and I'm going to read it to you now. Marianne Williamson, who's a spiritual leader, she actually went into politics to try to get some movement going of spiritual healing on this planet. Bless her heart for doing that. I'm sure it hasn't been an easy path being a woman and a spiritual woman who's trying to make a difference. And as we know, even the Dalai Lama says it's the women who are going to change the world. It's the feminine, it's the motherly love, it's the nurturing, it's being the channel of love to heal because the biggest healing tool in the world is love. That's the thing that will actually heal. So Marianne Williamson says, and you've probably heard this quote before, but really let it sink in, my friends, and notice just today as you're present and aligned, what is resonating, what's striking a chord today. Just take a deep breath. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. What is striking a chord? For me today, it's this one line near the beginning. Your playing small does not serve the world. Your playing small does not serve the world. And I know you're here because you are making a difference already. You have that propensity to want to support, want to help. But we've been trained to be the people pleasers and to not have boundaries and to flow this way and that. And we forget ourselves and we've got amnesia. And now we're playing small because we're not actually listening to our own heart and soul. And we're wondering why no one gets us, no one's validating us. And we feel like a doormat. We feel like we're being walked all over and no one gets us. We feel invisible at times. Well, your playing small does not serve the world. And so it's finding your light, turning up your light. But the problem is we don't feel safe to do that. And it's been thousands of years through this witch wound that we've been repressed and suppressed, and our voice has been locked down. And until the world feels safe, it's not that we don't have a voice as women, it's just the world has not felt safe. But now, as we're zooming around in these spaces, it's powerful to come back together, not lone wolf it, because the lone wolfing hasn't been working too good for you, or you would be exactly where you want to be by now. It's about coming back together, healing the sister wound, healing the feminine wound, together and saying, we're stronger together. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's get some more courage, some more bold action going. Let's experiment. Let's get our life's work out there, whether it's a book, it's a TED Talk, it's a event like this, it's a retreat, it's a wellness center. You got to get it out there, because don't you want to get to the end of your life and look back and think, geez, I'm sure glad I took that risk to do that thing that sure felt scary and crazy at the time, but I went for it. I didn't know how it was all going to work out. And even though I had to go through a whole bunch of blocks and it felt like a lot of overwhelm, I am so glad that I did that. Because the other option is, and we can feel how uncomfortable that is to go into the edge. The other option is you can feel really uncomfortable with yourself because you're playing small, you feel invisible, and you're not really sure what you're meant to do exactly on the planet. That is a total discomfort. So, do you want to be in that discomfort, or do you want to be in the discomfort of playing full out, going for it, being willing to be rejected in the process? We have to let go, transmute that fear of being rejected. But the witch wound, of course, has diminished our light, and we're going to unearth that here. So, the witch wound, beauties, is the deep seated fear of being terrorized, betrayed, and forced to be subservient. The deep seated fear, this is like the fear of the fear of the fear of being terrorized, betrayed, and forced to be subservient, which is exactly what happened for so many women during this time when women's wisdom began to be locked away, kept secret, and for fear of their own life, would not have been able to actually use our voice to share our most magical selves. So women have been made to feel guilty and also ashamed of their feminine power. For me, when I was a kid, we didn't have any rituals when you first got your period. I wish there would have been. I wish I could go back in time and really honor that time of coming into womanhood and these natural initiations. For me, the best information I could get was in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret book out of the library when I was 11 years old. And my mom was a nurse and she had all kinds of books. And we were like, I remember we had this one kind of book and it was very medical, but it was like a robot, like as if the humans were a robot, and all these little things happening inside the robot to explain what your body does and all the different body parts. And it's just, it really wasn't like an honoring of like, if you're going to become a woman, this is what's going to happen. Let's honor this. I remember I got my period and I was in grade 8. I was young because my birthday's in November and I was 13 turning 14. And I phoned my mom at work because I was like, oh my gosh, this is like exciting and scary at the same time. And she was working at the hospital. She was the head nurse at the hospital and phoned. And I rarely ever phoned her at work. That was weird. And she answered the phone and she's like, is everything okay? Like, what's going on at home? I'm like, I got my period. And she's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, go ahead. There's like some maxi pads in the cupboard. You can go grab them and I'll see you when I get home. Like, no big deal. Like, she was just working with a patient. I got off the phone, and of course, I love my mom dearly, but I was really crushed because I was scared sitting there by myself and felt like it should have been a bigger deal. There was something like in my bones that longed for sacred ritual that honors initiations as a woman. And we get to recreate those again. All is not lost. We are coming back. We're out of the amnesia. So, the art of feminine mysticism was taught in the esoteric women's circles of the past, and it was lost, right? As religion started to come in, and really with this persecution and I would go so far as to say the femicide of women, of shamanesses and medicine women, it was the churches, competing. How many witches did you get rid of? How many witches did you lock up over there? And the churches are like calculating these numbers and using it. So this was part of the problem. This is how religion really wasn't doing us any favors. But what if feminine mysticism wasn't lost, but it was buried deep inside of you, waiting for the right time to be found again? And I do believe now is the time. We have been in the bubble of COVID. Yeah, in the bubble of COVID. It's been a hibernation of sorts. We would not want to go through that again. And here we are. We've been through an initiation together and we're coming out. Now you're looking around the world and you're thinking, I've changed, the world has changed. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do to actually get going? Time is short. Let's get going and let's make a difference. So when we heal the witch wound, we feel it's safe once again to be wise, powerful, successful, happy, and free. And for me, everybody, I had this experience of in my 20s starting to date, of course, and explore a relationship. And this is me as a professional dancer in this image. And I was dancing. I was dancing in a major company here and performing and touring all over the world. And ended up in a relationship with a narcissist. I had no idea what this was at the time. And that witch wound became perpetuated in my life. I felt like I was being controlled, manipulated. He was like a vampire, like an energy vampire. He was lying. There was betrayal. And I really felt like I came out and it was like taking the wool off of my eyes and having to kind of forgive myself because I felt like, how did I end up there? How did I stay there? Why didn't I leave earlier? Why did I think I could fix him and make him work and make it work? And I'll never forget the day I was visiting a good friend of mine. She has this beautiful earth ship in the countryside and it's all self-sufficient, off the grid, beautiful earth ship, kind of New Mexico style. And I went there as, the sojourn of the soul to be in sanctuary because I was in this relationship, in the throes of it, and I was trying to get out, but I didn't know what to do. So I went to visit my friend, and she was a practicing Buddhist at the time. And she went to Mount Baldy frequently near LA, which is where Leonard Cohen went. Fun side fact. And I was there with her healing and sitting with her at this big, long farm table, this gorgeous wooden table, and sitting across from her. And I'll never forget what she said to me. We'd been like processing together and doing oracle cards together and meditating and just coming into this space. And she just looked at me and she just said, there's no need to suffer. There's no need to suffer. And in that moment, the blood just drained from my face. I felt my face go white because in that moment, I had an epiphany. I realized that the only thing causing my suffering was myself, but also this ancestral programming that was showing up of being used and abused. People looking from the outside would think she's got it all together. She has an amazing professional career as a dancer. No one knew he was a narcissist. No one knew what was really going on behind closed doors and thought I had it all together and had this perfect life and scenario going, but I knew otherwise. And in that moment, I realized this is an ancestral wounding of being used and abused. And in that moment, I realized I can stop this. And I will now do everything I can to change it. And I don't know what that's going to be, but I know what it is. I have this awareness. I get to change this. And I was on a mission from that point forward to get curious. What can I do to heal what my grandmothers gave me? Which was being subservient, which was being betrayed by their partners, being abused by the men in their life. And the reason I do this work now is for my grandmothers because they went through everything they went through living in the culture and society and time that they lived in to create the freedom that I now get to have. And I will never take for granted what they went through and the freedom that I am allowed to have. And yet it was like a carrot dangling in front of me. Okay, there's freedom, but I actually don't know what it feels like. How did I get here? And so I started on this journey of decluttering my mind, my heart, my house, decluttering from situations that left me feeling like a doormat. Even in the dance company I was in, I felt like I was being manipulated all day long like a puppet by choreographers. And so I quit, not dancing, but I quit that job and I sold all the stuff out of my house. I quit the relationship. I was out of there, done, and moved to Bali in spiritual devotion and lived in Bali, simply going to yoga, meditating. People in Bali are the happiest people on the earth. Some of them have very little, and yet they are incredibly and authentically happy. And it was infectious. And I started to get happy. And I started to develop this deep and profound connection to the divine, which had been awakened through learning Reiki and meditation and dancing before, but now it was starting to come in with all these downloads. And I was told, guided to go to the desert, to go to Arizona. And in Arizona, that's where I met my mentor. And it's so important to have a mentor. It's so important to learn skills and strategies. And what I was taught was like Reiki on steroids. And what it ended up happening was my third eye opened. I realized I was clairvoyant, that I could harness this, that I could see things in people's energy fields and in the future and all these timelines. And I knew I had guides all of a sudden. And my whole awareness shifted of who I thought I was and who I was meant to be. But it wasn't easy because I still wanted to be the old me. It seemed easier. I didn't really know what the new me was going to really be like. And why did I have to have all this responsibility? Why did I have to change so much? And so it took a while to unwind and head towards a new identity. But in my experience, everybody, heading into that new identity, new timeline, through the betwixt and the between, changing yourself, healing the witch wound, being open to all the potential, realizing that everything is possible for you, I ended up on the yellow brick road. I was going along in Muggle world, doing the best I could, and I all of a sudden, 2 feet on the yellow brick road, and I was skipping and I was dancing, and the world seemed magical, and I had new friends, new possibilities, new things opening. The name for my organization dropped in, the Secret Garden. I didn't know what it was going to be, but I knew it was going to help and empower thousands of people. So it's following the spiritual breadcrumbs, listening to your intuition, and being willing to give up what you thought your life was going to be in the belief that it's going to be something so much better. And you're not really giving up, you are surrendering. Surrender to the goddess's dream for you at whatever chapter, season of your life you're in, and your life will become extraordinary. And you will never allow yourself to be taken advantage of, betrayed, terrorized, or subservient. The witch wound will heal. And I do believe any trauma, every trauma can be healed through quantum healing, through the violet healing method. I do believe it's the fastest, most effective way to heal the past, to heal yourself, and to heal others as the healer that you are. And so the great reassessment was this coming out of COVID, looking around, who do I get to be? And this is what we're doing together, because it's not a lone wolf in this dark forest. We are the lights, and we're creating a great light that's meant to extend, amplify all around the world. We can't do it separately. We can't be in our own little corners only doing that. Of course, you have your own rituals and ceremonies, but we want to come back together. You want to have a mentor. You want to have a method that will help you have quantum leaps. And with the quantum leaps, we can think about it this way. We're quantum leaping towards a meaningful life, the extraordinary life. So when you combine passion with skill, you're in a magical zone of genius, okay? Passion and skill, magical zone of genius. That's all it is. Passion, what do you love doing? And you gotta love it. I love the Secret Garden. I love coming into ceremonies like this with you. I love our 6-week program that's starting soon. I love our priestess school. I'm in love with all those things, meaning I'm very passionate and joyful and excited about all those things. Now, skill. So this, you might be developing one or the other of these. So the skill, obviously, there's some skill. I'm using technology. I have a whole team helping me. We've got an email system that went a little crazy on us. We've got some skills that we're developing, and then a magical zone of genius. Now, everybody, and on day 3, we're going to go deeper into this. When you have that equation wealth follows. Wealth comes after. So if you're only putting the carrot of money in front of you and wealth, it might not get created out as quickly or in the way that you want. But if you let it follow, you've got the juiciest experience that you can have. Love this card. So this is another card from Witch's Wisdom. Love that deck. Highly recommend it. So why now, everybody? We're going to come up to our secret word in a moment. And we do have a little bit of homework for you today, too. For many years, we have conformed to cultural norms, and our divine lights have been hidden or blown out completely by a world intimidated by the magical, mysterious power of the feminine. It's time to bring the light of all women back into the earth, to harmonize our voices and heal the wounds of Mother Earth and the divine feminine together. So together we're exploring this quantum leaping, heal the past, heal yourself, others. We're activating, we're remembering. Now we're making a difference, and now we've got the financial freedom. I do believe you can have it all. And I think we're trained to think good enough, but good is the enemy of great. If we're going for greatness, you've got to believe and you have to be brave. I love this photo. This is from our Joshua Tree retreat we did a few years back. I love these rocks. They kind of look like big potatoes. So you got to be brave. Brave means you're courageous. You still feel fear, but you do it anyway. And you're okay with rejection, being wrong, and not being perfect. We have to get okay with those things. And we do live in this masculine world, this muggle world. And so we know the masculine way, it's all about intellect, power over, a male god, the hero's journey, slay the dragon, scientific proof, learn from history, her story. We love these things, some of these things, and we need to rebalance intuition, power within. Remember, all that wisdom is inside of you. You just got to unlock it. Divine feminine, heroine's journey. Let's heal together and trust your downloads. And your downloads are supposed to be shared. I 100% believe this to be true. If you're getting a download, something drops in, it's meant to be shared. So, how are you going to share it? In a book, in a course, in a dance, in a song. So now we've got guilt, shame. Where the heck is the goddess? Why did we only learn about the few Greek goddesses? We're going to be learning about a new one at the full moon ceremony that I'll share more about later. Power over, never helpful. Now, violet healing, everybody, I'm talking about this method, which is a methodology that I've put together all of these different skills, tools, and concepts, including transformational energy work, that violet flame that you attuned to today, letting go technique, surrender, sacred movement and song. This is the dance piece. Me as dance priestess coming through. Wheel of the year and ceremony, clairs and psychic reads. Developing out your clairs. Your intuition is actually a muscle. It needs to be flexed to be fully amplified and to take you into that excellent, exquisite decision making and trusting yourself. Ancestral and past life healing. I love these processes. Lunar phases. We're coming up to the full moon, so we're honoring that we're in rhythm, tandem, and in a dance with the lunar phases. And divination tools like these Witch's Wisdom Tarot. How many people here put the letter T, love tarot cards? Either using them or you love to go for tarot reads, just put the letter T into the chat. And then also goddess power. Goddess power. When I started to really research from an intuitive way the goddesses, and from reading some books too, I have a few favorite books on goddesses, I realized that the world was much more magical than I could have imagined, and that these goddess guides were really like a tribal council around me, pointing me in different directions, whether it's a white buffalo calf woman, or it's Isis, or Hathor, or an ascended master, mistress like Mary Magdalene, that I could get so much knowledge, support, and help actually from these beings. but we have to be able to trust it in the process. So my beauties, we are going to do our secret word. We're going to do our secret word, and Trina, Coach Trina, is here with me. I'm going to open up her gallery. Let's go ahead and we'll choose somebody on Facebook today. On Facebook, and Trina, I'll get you to choose the winner. So everybody, what you're going to do is when you hear the secret word, you can type it into the chat. Because I so appreciate that you stayed all the way to the end today and you're really it's scooping up everything that we're doing here, sharing your presence. So the word, everybody, is dance. The word is dance, D-A-N-C-E. You can type it into the chat, and Trina is going to choose a winner from our Facebook group, from our challengers over there. And we're going to get you a prize. So Trina, if you can just save their name, and we will connect with you later today and we'll announce the winner in a moment. Yeah, I love giving prizes. And we've got 3 main prizes to give at the full moon ceremony, everybody. And the way to have a chance to win is just to really put your love into this challenge. Go around after and like and heart other people's comments. Do your sister intro. Create your altar, snap a picture or video, and share your altar in the challenge Facebook group by Wednesday. And then we'll pick a winner for Thursday at full moon too. And then we're just looking at who's really engaging, who's really playing along. So I just wanted to share a few transformations that I've witnessed. I mentioned a little bit about my transformation, getting on that yellow brick road, saying no more to being a doormat. A few women. We've got Trina, Coach Trina, who's here. She's right here with us, giving us sparkly fingers. Anyone with the beautiful backgrounds today with the sun and the moon are my priestess mentor coaches. They're here to support. It really takes a village, everybody, to put these big events on and to make sure everyone's taken care of. And I so appreciate all my priestess mentors and Coach Trina, who's here too. Such beautiful souls who have so much love to give in their own special way. And Trina went from being in corporate and having her own business that was less about the woo, and then shifting gears and realizing that she really was a spiritual mentor. And she loves to move. She loves yoga. She loves dance. She loves Pilates. And she's weaving the woo together to create something really incredible that helps women and people activate optimal health and their own self-healing abilities. And she's offering retreats. She just did a summit and she's just really rocking this and just so proud of her. And so I've seen her change a lot. She came into the 6-week program and now she's in her year-long program. And I even scooped her up as a coach because she has just grown so much. She's out of the broom closet. She's going for it. And Julia, she also recently completed a summit too, and she's an artist. And she was already having a very powerful career as an artist, living in Paris, France, photographer. And she was feeling like she was still meant for more. It wasn't 100% where she wanted to be. She was still feeling a calling to weave the sacred into what she was doing. And so she recently did a summit which was all about shadow work. And she is weaving together shadow work and self portraiture in order to help other women see the light of who they really are. And she's such a beautiful soul. I've seen her come out of her shell and grow so much so that she could host her own virtual summit, learn all the tech she needed to learn, invite all the guests that she wanted to have, and she just did such a great job. And lastly, Priestess Michelle, she has her own cafe. It's called Revive Cafe, and she is a powerhouse. She loves to serve. She loves to help people be healthy through healthy food, juices, and smoothies, and through the social interaction and connection of having an actual place to go in her community. And she loves being behind the counter. She's a massage therapist. She's doing a lot of massages all day long, but when she can get behind the counter, she loves it because it's that connection, that love, and sharing that actually heals. But she's in the process, and what I've seen her do through our program is realize she needs more time for herself. Her life has been busy, her time has been eaten up. She loves serving with her family and at work, but she has no time left for herself. And so, what I see her doing now is releasing some of the things that aren't in alignment anymore and then focusing. Because if we have too many irons in the fire, we end up being tired and it gets diffused. So now she's focused, she's focusing on a program that she's created and a women's circle that includes dance and meditation and healthy eating and weight loss component. And now I just see her just so passionate and light and joyful and heading in a direction that is going to bring a lot more joy to her life. And I already see the results of that. So we can do this. We can absolutely do it. Skip over to that yellow brick road. So until we learn how to stop it, the witch wound continues to show up in our life as patterns of fear, betrayal, subservience, and we're afraid to be visible with our gifts. So just a couple things, everybody, and then we're going to be wrapping up for today. I have a little bit of homework for you, not too much. And I want you to remember to grab your Oracle Reading Clarity Call with one of our beautiful coaches here. We have a link. Trina, if you could pop the link in, that would be amazing. Everyone grab your spot. When they run out, they run out. So it's a first come, first serve basis, but we've got quite a few spots. Okay, so here we go. So with the terror piece, I want to give you a way to flip this, and you've got your workbook too. How is the fear of persecution showing up in your life? Well, when this is healed, now we can actually say, this is the flipping the switch. It's safe to find and share my gifts and make a difference. This is where I want you to be, to feel really, truly, it is safe to find and share your gifts and to make a difference. And in my experience, the more I play full out, the more safely guided I feel. And that's what I want for you too. And I hope that this being here provides a safe space to explore. Betrayal, has this affected your ability to trust and collaborate? If you've been betrayed, you might prefer to be the lone wolf. It's easier. But what happens is we become overly independent and we're not getting messages. Because when you're in community, other people bring messages forward and you're engaging with life. And now you're in a momentum and flow with life. We're kind of shutting off the flow if we're lone wolfing. So when you heal this, it's safe to trust. I trust I'm capable of making the right decision in each moment and have healthy boundaries. This is the sovereign piece of being the sovereign sorceress. You've got healthy boundaries. You don't let energy vampires in, like I learned to do, and you are in control of your energy. Subservience, are you the sovereign in each area of your life, right? In each area. So your finances, intimacy with your partner, health, well-being, adventure, recreation. Are you really in control, or do you feel like it's controlling you or even non-existent? So when we flip this, I don't let anyone control me. I collaborate and take accountability for my own life. I don't rely on a man to take care of me. I'm going to repeat that last part. I don't rely on a man to take care of me. There's nothing wrong, of course, being like in flow together and interdependent and taking care of each other, but you're not desperately reliant on that so much so that you would live in fear of losing that, right? That's never a comfortable situation. So from the witch wound stems three patterns keeping you small and stuck: perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and the inner saboteur. This is the witch wounded part of yourself that's trying to keep you safe, but ends up keeping your light diminished because this inner saboteur is saying things like, don't declutter your house, let your house be messy. It's saying things like, don't eat healthily, that's too hard, that's going to cost too much. It's saying things like, don't take chances on yourself and take a new course or go dating or do all the things because then you're going to have to change. It's going to be too hard and you might get rejected. We have to take exquisite care of listening to those voices and to change ourselves, to literally change the habit of being yourself. And that's exactly where we're going tomorrow, everybody. We're going to go through our second training, same time, same place, and go through some skills, wrap our brains around how do we actually change ourselves so this invisible wall that the witch wound has put up in front of us is starting to dissolve as it has started today. So I would love to know in the chat, everybody, what has been landing for you today? What has really resonated with you today? And in a moment, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. It'll be fun, I promise. And we're going to stay a little bit longer with our VIP group here on Zoom. And if you're not part of the Zoom group, this is a VIP group experience to take the healing the witch one just a little bit deeper. So once we complete our official training here, I'm going to stay with my VIP goddesses, and we're going to do another violet healing process to finish out our time together. So what has been landing for you today? And one final thing, everybody. Yes, Priestess Kieran was saying, choose your discomfort. Yeah, which discomfort do you want? Right? Life's not supposed to be easy. I love it. Oh, you're so welcome, Judy, saying thank you to the coaches and to me. You're so welcome. Priestess Carly was saying, the parts of the spectrum of my life that are fuzzy and not bright. I love that. Getting some clarity. Really love the violet healing, Terry was saying. Amazing. That's so awesome. And then one final card, everybody. Seven of water, lucky number 7. And here we see all these animal trails leading to a body of water. And we could imagine that all the different animals, all the different species are flowing inwards to the same source, that we are all connected by source, and that even though we might seem different on the outside, really we are all so connected. And of course, water is the source of life, and so is flow. And if you're out of flow, you feel like there's a resistance or things seem to be not going the way you want them or not going the way you planned or accidents seem to be happening. You're not in flow. And so the trick here is to do everything you can to get back into flow. And I do believe the violet healing, taking quantum leaps, dancing, returning back together as women, having a mentor, getting skills and tools will get you back into flow again. And it gets to be a lifestyle. It's not a one and done. That's why we do Pilates. So in our groups, we do Pilates a few days a week to get in that flow and to activate the root chakra. And we're going into powerful activations every single week to make sure that we're in that flow space. So make peace within and with others. Who in your life do you get to have a healing conversation with? And you don't have to answer this right now, but it's taking up bandwidth. Any discomfort and resentment, any water under the bridge there that's still holding energy is taking away from you being in your magical zone of genius. And so I welcome you to consider that and maybe even journal about it. And you might be surprised when you start to journal just how many people come to mind. If you scan through the years, the decades, where is there still some blocked energy? And is there a way to release that energy? I want you to have so much energy to do what you're meant to do on the planet and to use that energy for self-healing, healing your physical body. Everybody, one last thing in the chat. What are you healing? Where's the focus of your healing? Is it on your physical body? Are you healing your heart? Are you healing your ability to be in a relationship? Are you healing some scarcity programming that's holding you back and you're stuck in a lack mentality, you can't seem to get out? And just having a lot of compassion, but what are you healing? And just put it into the chat for me so I know where you're at and where everybody is at. And I know a little bit more information. So as we move forward together through the next few days, I can support you to the best of my ability. Now, beauties, your little bit of homework today is you're going to be contacting 3 friends or family members, and you're going to ask them, what are my top traits and qualities? How would you describe me? How would you describe my top traits? And I want them to give you at least 3 things. Now, I want you to find out what are the common top 3 traits that your people think you are, that are a part of who you are. So for me, mine are caring, creative, and courageous. And that was from asking a lot of people and doing a kind of poll and then finding the common denominators. So caring, creative, courageous, those might end up being yours too. Might be totally different. Maybe it'll be compassionate. Maybe it'll be passionate. Maybe it'll be adventurous. But I want you to ask other people because we're so close to it ourselves, it's hard to know. What are other people actually seeing in you? What are the experience of other people of you? So you're going to text or phone or Zoom or see in person multiple people, and you're going to say, what do you think my top qualities are? I have this homework to do. I'm healing my witch wound. What do you think? What do you think? And you're just going to write them down, and then you're going to share what they are in a post in the challenge Facebook group. And this is going to contribute towards your chance to win a prize, but also it's a way of sharing and in no more lone wolfing, coming in together and honoring. And I think it will make you feel really good about yourself too. It's not that we're asking for compliments, we're just getting to know ourselves more deeply and who you truly are. And I'm just noticing what we're healing: emotional pain, physical and financial betrayal, yeah, scarcity, pelvic floor trauma, financial, heart, physical programming of shame and guilt, feeling confident about myself, having more self love. Yes, those are all so beautiful, these awarenesses to know that about yourself. And then to use this time as enrichment. This experience this week together is to enrich your life and to have this time just solely for you to take care of yourself. And beyond just the self care of, having the smoothie or having a bubble bath, which are great things to do. But this takes it a lot higher and deeper and wider because you're in a high vibe container of hundreds of women coming together to heal the same feminine wound. And so we're being supported by a very high frequency here. And so this is enrichment, it is healing, it is awareness, and it is changing things for the next generations. So just a couple deep breaths to finish, and then my VIP goddesses, we will stay for an extra meditation. It won't be a long one, but it will be powerful, about 10 minutes. If you need to wiggle your body, go ahead. And everyone just taking a few easy deep breaths. Remember earlier I mentioned you could open or close your chakras to the aperture that will serve you for whatever you're about to go and do. So you can imagine there's lotus flowers in all of the chakras and they dial open or closed. Ground yourself again. And this time also bring down source energy from above, as though 1,000 twinkling stars could form a river of light. And the river of light starts to spiral down to your crown, into your body, down your arms, down your whole body and legs. And can you feel both the activation of the earth energy up and this cascade of cosmic energy down? And it's enhancing and amplifying your feminine essence. It's clearing away the programming and what does not serve. It's healing the witch wound and healing that thing that you declared you're healing right now. It's bringing more of your energy forward so you feel more like yourself, authentic, grounded, loving, capable, beautiful, amazing. So good, my friends. Yes. Okay, we're going to finish up, everybody. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. We're going to finish up here on Facebook. My VIP goddesses, we're going to stay a little longer. Everybody, if you're on Facebook and you want to get into VIP, you still have a chance to do that. We can share the link over in the Facebook group later. You're also getting all the replays. Otherwise, the replays will disappear by the end of the week. So if you want the replays longer and you want to come in for the extra activation, to take things just a little bit deeper and wider, you're welcome to. Okie dokie. And I know Trina found us a winner. Trina, I'm going to open up my gallery view. Can you tell us who the winner is? Did you find a winner on Facebook? She's going to find out. She's going to check it out. I just want to make sure we do that part. And we've got our homework assignment. Okay, now looking around my room, I would love to hear from some of my women here in the VIP group of what's coming up for you. And then we will do a brief meditation again to do a little bit more clearing. I still feel there's a little bit more to do. A little bit of, feels like unhooking from some ancestral lineage energies. I want to first, okay, Trina's ready.
Yeah, J.A. Shawanda, link later. That's who won.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, yay, celebrating. Awesome. So we're gonna give the prize, Trina, of the Weaving the Woo Masterclass replay and guidebook, which we just did last week. I know some of you were there. Now it's a powerful couple of hours together, deepening into our practice as healers and how we start to share that into the world, what that process has been for me, just sharing a few key codes. So we'll share that with our amazing winner. We'll have another winner tomorrow. We'll choose one from this group tomorrow, so we go back and forth. So who would like to share? Someone put up their hand. You can give me a physical wave or emoticon hand, just anything that was coming up today that you noticed that really resonated, or something you feel it could be a block that you're ready to dissolve so that I can support you in this healing. Who wants to share? This is your chance to get a little bit of coaching and healing. Yes, I see a hand coming up. Sorry, I can't see your name, but if you want to unmute, that would be great. Let us know who you are.
My name is Summer. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Summer.
So what really resonated with me today is just the confirmation of ancestral binds and ties and wounds. I could spend forever explaining my life, but that just really resonated with me, and I feel that, and I felt that a lot lately as I've undergone this, the crisis, the moment that brought me to here right now. But that just really resonated with me, and I want to really heal that, like you were saying, for my grandmas, for my ancestors. There's been many times, especially lately in my life, where I've got an accident, or as a teenager I was beat up and left on the streets, and I actually have physically seen an ancestor. He came and got me and walked me to safety, and then he disappeared, like right in front of me. And I knew that it was not somebody from around that time by what he was wearing. So I know that they have guided me. I know that I'm here for a reason, and for a purpose, and I want to really find out what that purpose is. But the ancestral ties is just something that has really touched me. And the email that I got to join this today, I really haven't, no offense, I haven't heard of of you before. This email found me out of nowhere, and I just knew I had to join. So here I am.
Yeah, summer. Lots of people say that to me. There's no offense in that. They're like, how did I even get here? Where did I even sign up? What is this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, I'm
And
excited.
yeah, thank you for sharing those stories. That's
You're welcome.
incredible. Just that awareness you have of the ancestry, the things that you've been through already, and then the nudge. Do you have a feeling, an inkling of why you were put on the planet, what you're supposed to do?
I do know that I was here to break ties, and I'm here to help, and I have, now that I see it, help other people find their way through the experiences that I go through with other people. It has, I know that it has helped other people, like, oh, wake up or learn something new, and which in turn it's helped me too. So
Oh,
yeah, I
you're a
feel like
catalyst. Hmm.
I'm
Yeah, you're like a walking catalyst.
oh, cool.
And some people like it and some people don't. So that's why we also get good everybody with being okay with the possibility of being rejected, not being liked, or people thinking we're wrong or telling us we're wrong.
Yeah,
Because we get when we start to honor ourselves and we have that sovereignty and we're doing our work in the world, sometimes people will bump up against it. And that's okay. We just get to be prepared for that too. And we still just keep our light shining bright, right? Like the quote said at the beginning,
yeah.
like we're actually afraid of the light in the end. Yeah.
Thank you.
And your name's Summer. You are the light. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. This has been a wonderful experience so far, and we
Yeah,
still have
we're
a
just
few more
starting.
days, so I'm excited.
I'm
Mhm.
excited too. I think you're going to get a lot more clarity along the way too. And we'll do a meditation now, everybody, that will bring a little bit more clarity too. And you're going to get the replays, everybody, so you can come back and do the meditation portions again as well. I always recommend repeating the Violet Healing meditations again because it will get you to new levels and layers. And even if you're doing it while you're having a nap or before you go to sleep at night, it still works. There's still part of you that's doing the process. Lots of people do say they fall asleep, and that's just perfectly fine. And you can always repeat it and listen to it while you're doing the dishes. Alicia, did you want to share something too before we go into the meditation? I'd be happy to hear. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I think that, and again, no offense, but the least attractive aspect of your messaging has been around sisterhood. And I'm middle of five kids, only girl. I think cried to my mom as a kid. Even the dogs are boys, you know. And I've also recently been feeling this kind of loneliness, right?
Mm,
Um, but I have this deep distrust of most women.
mm,
Um, and this group has it's woken something up, like the thing that I was the most afraid of or the most wary of is probably the thing that I need the most. And yeah, so long before the hashtag Me Too movement, I longed for connection in a setting where I match vibration,
mm.
right? And I've sought some pretty unhealthy ways of trying to match vibration with groups of people, and it's very nice to connect energetically in something that my soul recognizes as healing.
I love that. That is beautiful. I'm so glad you found us, Alicia.
Me too. Thanks.
Yeah, I feel like you're meant to be here. Yeah. And lots of people, who knows how the universe brings us together, right? And we have the things in place like Facebook ads and emails, and we sent a ridiculous amount of emails by mistake, and the Facebook posts and all the things, and then people just end up here and looking around the circle like Judy and Angie and Terry and Alicia, Summer and all our guides and priestess mentor guides. Like it's just it is a beautiful container here, and everyone is supposed to be here right now for whatever reason, and we don't have to figure it out, but here we are, and we're exploring something that goes very deep through our bloodline, but also through past lives as well. And there is an interesting intersection, I think, between our bloodlines and our past lives. And sometimes we get mixed up. Is that a past life or is that like an ancestor? And it's kind of interesting, and we don't necessarily have to know, I don't think. But you might start having these remembrances of like, oh, I was a priestess in a past life. Or was that like a grandmother? Am I like thinking it's my grandmother? So it's all good, but these remembrances are going to start to come forward with this collective intent. So let's go ahead, everybody, and we're going to do another meditation to clear some of this ancestral programming, to gain some clarity around where to focus. Because I know you're all multi-passionate creatives and you have a lot of things going on and you're wondering where to put your best energy, right? Where should I focus? What, am I giving too much away, or should I? You have a lot of things going on, so I want to support us in this as well, that we can get really focused. Because to me, in my experience, it's been self-sabotage not to focus, to have too many projects on the go, to have, I have a nonprofit dance company as well. And we've whittled it down to be the essence of it is we teach seniors how to dance. And I love that. And we used to do a lot of things, but now I've just like condensed it down. It's like we do one thing really good over there. Instead of me trying to do all the things, it felt like self-sabotage because I wasn't really getting to the thing, really committing fully, really playing full out, and ultimately denying myself of the rewards, which also felt like self-punishment. So no more self-sabotage. We get to have the awareness and we get to focus. So let's come back to our breath, everybody. Come back to that violet healing temple and just enjoy nothing to do. You have nothing to do right now, but just be here. Be curious, exploring and feeling and sensing into the light of your soul, who you truly are. And now we've been talking about trees and bringing in trees to our processes, grounding. But trees in the Celtic shamanic tradition and other traditions see the light of our soul. Trees see you, and tree beings see you for who you really are. Not for the programming and the negativity and the pains, but for who you really are in an infinite level. So notice the third eye again. And in this safe container, in this temple with other wise women who are self-healing and activating, bring more of that violet light to the third eye, but also to the womb space. A gentle swirling light to clear and enhance the energy centers connected with the womb and your creativity. Connecting your higher self with your physical self. Your vast, powerful self embodied right now. And before you is a path, and you're walking on the path. Notice your feet. Do you have bare feet or shoes? Your garments are swirling around your legs and feet as you walk. And to one side of you, a helpful animal totem and spirit appears, saying hello, expressing your gratitude for this protection and guidance and wisdom. This animal totem, you might be surprised by the animal or one you know and love, and you're walking together on the path. You feel on the other side of you a loving presence and a gentle hand to the shoulder. And when you turn, you see this loving, helpful ancestor, perhaps from many generations back. They're so happy to see you, to have this moment with you. You feel the warmth, the love, the support, and a deep connection. And the three of you walking now, and there's an opening, a meadow, and at the center of this meadow is a tree. You walk closer to the tree. Hand to bark, feeling the edges, smooth or rough texture, and saying hello to this wise tree being. This wise tree that knows the light of your soul and who you truly are. And you feel safe with the tree, your animal totem guide, and this loving ancestor, a triad around you, you at the center. And you have an offering for the tree, reaching into your pocket, revealing an item, an offering, and laying it at the bottom of the tree, close to the roots, close to the trunk. And feel how the tree receives. And you have a question for the tree. You have a question. Going ahead now, asking and receiving. And your ancestor is there close to you. And there's something they want you to know about releasing from the binds and ties holding you to the past patterns, traumas, pain, that which has been living in your DNA. And your ancestor whispers something so soothing into your ear. I give you permission to take a chance. Change. Do something new. Adventure. Your animal totem is there, snuggling in closer. And for a moment, you just soak it all in. Safety, possibility, new directions, new possibilities. Surrender, believing the best is yet to come. That you are the one to break the chains of ancestral trauma, to heal, to process, not just for yourself, but all generations back and forward. Feel this as a circle. All generations back and forward create a circle of light. The circle of light surrounds your heart, pulsing into the heart, receiving, letting go. Release from the DNA what does not serve. Old stories, outdated. Let them dissolve. Open up to newness, new potential and possibility, more aligned with the time we live. Bright, flickering light around the heart, gentle, soaking in, seeping in medicine, exactly what is needed. Releasing down to the earth what doesn't serve. Cascading out of you is what wants to be purified from your whole being, body, cells, your physical self, the small particles of you, from the energy centers, from your whole being, releasing not to empty, but to create space for who you really are. You feel it's time to go. Saying goodbye to your tree, being, guide, and friend. Reversing your steps now with your ancestor, your animal totem, reversing, stepping back along the path. You feel different, you've changed. And you say goodbye to your animal, to your ancestor, knowing they are there. They are your guides, taking you in this new, aligned direction. They fade into the background. Earth energy rising up like a geyser from the core of the earth. Filling you up. You are loved. You are loving. You are very much lovable. And slowing this all down. In your time, coming back to this time, place, space, and dimension. This place on earth, connected to the soul of the land that you are on. Deeply connected to yourself and to all the web of reality, honoring the intrinsic role you have in all the web of life. You are meant to be here. You are meant to share your gifts brightly. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, Finding some movement. What feels good right now? Shimmy or shake. Maybe some more essential oils or spray. And separating out, my friends, this is something that's really important that we can sometimes, as healers, forget to do, which is simply to separate out. And one of the quick ways to do this, I'm going to teach you another way tomorrow. But for today, imagine yourself as a color. I've got all this red and pink on today. I'm going to stay with this color. And you're just going to really affirm that color. Maybe your aquas or purples, yellows, or a mixture. And then feel yourself gently stepping away from the circle energetically. And though our circle is undone, we're coming back to our own realities throughout our rest of our day. Our circle is not broken. The energies continue, the violet flame energies and all the love that's created here is going to continue to flow throughout our entire time together. And so the circle is undone now, but it is not broken. You are all each a vast and powerful being. You are capable of carrying these energies forward in your own way. And I honor each and every one of you for the powerful being that you are. So unique, wildly magnificent, unique and powerful. And I'm so blessed to be in the company of each and every one of you and to be part of the circle we're co-creating in horizontal learning. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. I'm happy to take one share before we sign off today. How are we doing? How do we feel? Let me know in the chat, just reading our chat as well. You're so welcome, everybody. I hope you received a message. And sometimes the monkey mind can get in the way. And sometimes there's that, we feel like we're thinking and we're wanting to get a message and we're trying really hard. And the trick really is to not effort at all. In fact, it takes zero effort, which is why it's my favorite way to grow and expand, to learn more about ourselves and to ultimately get on that timeline that's going to be so juicy and extraordinary. It takes no effort. But we've been trained that when you're effortful and productive, it's going to get you where you want to go. Right? I went to years and years of university and did my master's degree in dance and did a lot of efforting as a dancer. And now I'm in this beautiful place where, to me, it's the flow and the magic and being in these 5D realms along with the 3D. And so my whole day is flowing between the two or with the two. And it's such a powerful experience that I wouldn't give up for the world. I'm so glad that I ended up here. Anyone want to share as we finish out, everybody? Remember, you have your homework to do. You can give me a little wave. I feel like someone wants to share, but they're not saying yet. So I'm going to give you a moment. I'm feeling the nush. Oh, Priestess Karen, it was you? Okay. What do you what do you want to share?
I want to share that this was super powerful. I've been wanting to share from the beginning, but I was like, no, let people share first, and then you can share at the end. And I don't know, I came in a little bit late, and I immediately joined the meditation. Hopefully didn't bother anyone. And I don't know, I was like right in there. Like, wow, today was just wow. And I feel like there's a lot of like the ancestral, like the lady who was sharing earlier, like so much ancestral stuff has been coming up. And I feel a little bit like like I saw a door into my unconscious as well. Like you were leading us somewhere and I was like, what is this? What's happening? Like it was totally like and like I got like new, I don't know, but I like something dropped down in the meditation, like this beautiful, like I think it was a star or something, and it like merged into my chest. Like, and I was like, am I meant to give this to you, Tree, or am I'm like, what? And then it was like both of us. And it was so, and then I saw myself as I was walking back, like it was glowing, like outward to the world. Like, wow, so powerful. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's so beautiful. I love you could just drop in. Kieran's got her beautiful background on because she is one of our priestess mentors that will be delivering her magical zone of genius to you in the form of clarity calls and an oracle reading. So you get to book in with Kieran. And Karen, have you noticed that it's easier to drop in and do the meditations? What has been your experience? Because you've been with me for a while. I've had the pleasure of being your mentor for a little while now. And what have you noticed in the meditations over time?
Um, Okay, so it is easier. It is easier to drop in. Like this is something that I would not have been able to do when I first met you. Like I would have kind of just been like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And like, okay, try. And then, oh, what's going on? Like it just wouldn't have really, like I would have been, I don't know what would have been up with me, but I do know I struggled with that quite a bit. Even when we would start together, I would still struggle. So it's like, so I guess it's the connection is clearer. Like my connection upwards and to earth and up is like, it's happening. Like it's coming. It's like finally.
And it is a muscle, like I mentioned in the training, everybody like flexing the muscle of your intuition. When you come into these violet healings again and again and again, it takes you deeper and wider because you're in a practice of it and you're literally cleaning up the third eye. You're letting go, you're decluttering. And so this vast, powerful part of you starts to be more prevalent. And that's when you get to have all these incredible images drop in or downloads or inner knowings. The clears start to really get shined up and it's so powerful. But the problem is we've shut it down. A lot of people have had experiences when they were a kid of like seeing spirits or being really imaginative, and they were maybe told not to have those experiences, so they shut it down. So here we're exploring gently, safely, little bit by bit, just doing the perfect amount in the perfect way in the perfect time, opening again to this remembrance and experience. And I love your laugh, Karen. I feel like you're just kind of so joyful in your smile, and I think it makes you sparkly.
And that's kind of cleared off. Like I feel like I laugh more. I like the joy, like just like random bits. I'm the crazy lady now who's like giggling, walking around, and I love it.
That's awesome. You're just being yourself, unabashedly yourself. That's the best gift you can give the world.
Yes, I
Aw,
agree.
thanks, Karen. Love you. Thank you. You make me laugh. We've got one more share. Angie.
Hi.
Ellie.
Just
Hi.
thought it was really nice. I wanted to share that it was very emotional. Most of the meditation, just feeling the release of certain energies and things was very nice to be able to do. And I don't know, just was very emotional, and the imagery, I could see what was going on and feel it. Yeah.
What are you letting go of?
Just self-sabotaging behaviors and procrastinating, and so
Yeah. And when were you taught to be hard on yourself, to judge and judge yourself, and to close yourself and close off?
all my whole life. Yeah, grew up in a pretty hard family, so
And before the age of 8, what's the first experience that comes to your mind? That was the thing that closed you off when you gave up.
well, my mom, she was just abusive. Yeah.
Yeah. And was there one specific memory that's coming? You don't have to share the whole thing, but I just want you to, if you can, go there because you're clearing it a lot right now.
um just having to do everything, I don't know, like I was very responsible at a very young age, so so just giving time to myself is what I think I've been really having trouble doing boundaries, but I'm doing better with that. So
Yeah, exactly. And celebrating you, Angie, for realizing, like noticing and wanting to do something about it and coming to circle and training. And there's only one way to heal it, and it's to go through and feel it. I wish I could
yeah,
just like do a magic spell and then you're good, but what's actually needed is what you're doing right now so beautifully.
I've just been working on myself and handling it that way.
You're doing
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And once we start doing that, we want to shout it from the rooftops and we want to tell other people. And we're saying, my gosh, you guys, it could be like so much easier. Like come over here with me. And not everybody wants to do that, but there is like a natural compulsion to want to help other people. And I think one of the biggest things we can do to help ourselves is to be in service, whether it's with a neighbor or a friend, or you're having your own sacred service offerings, because it gets us out of our own head. What ends up happening is it's like a downward spiral into ourselves and all the
Mhm.
monkey mind and the overthinking and the this trauma and that trauma, and then I got to do all this, and then we're in the spiral. To get out of the spiral, everybody, it's so simple. Go help somebody and not expect anything in return. And those are the days we don't always feel like helping somebody. We would like just want to get under the duvet and be like, I'm not getting out of my cocoon today. Get yourself out, go help somebody.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's. Mhm.
So what is your way of serving? How do you want to make an impact?
Well, like, well, just I mean, I've been wanting to. I don't know exactly. I've been, yeah, or like I've been into like tarot reading and oracle cards and stuff like that, and helping people do all that. So that was something I've been dabbling in, I guess. But just being with my friends and helping them with their kids and stay-at-home mom. So I just need to get out of that mode, I guess, too. So
What if you went from dabbling to playing full out and saying, this is what I do. I'm a channel.
mhm.
And I
Yeah,
want to support other people from out of the dark to be a channel and to be a guiding light. And it goes beyond just family and friends. That
yeah. I mean, that would be great. And just having that confidence and putting up those boundaries with my family so I could do that. But it's not their putting, it's my own problem. They were so supportive, but for me, just to get out of that, mindset of I have to do this, and I can't do this for myself is what I am now learning, trying to learn.
yeah, you get to take control, right? And you don't have to have it all figured out. And this is for everybody. And I'm going to do a card for Angie and everybody, and then we're going to finish up. But you don't have to know the final outcome. You just have to trust yourself that the next step is here. Like you came today, Angie, and you're like, I don't know why, but I got to go to that. And I'm going to sign up for the extra part because I really want it and I really need it. And then you're here. Now you're here and you're in the comfort and safety of super loving people connecting to your guides and inner wisdom. And it is giving you a little nudge in the direction of your dreams.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to do a card for you. Priestess Carly was saying, that's what I did in November and best decision ever. Aw, thanks, Carly. Carly is one of our priestess mentors, and she went through a 6-week program and is in priestess school, and she's working on her summit right now, which is all on resilience and ADHD, and feeling that we can actually be magical with ADHD. Okay, here we go. We've got, it's going to be a reverse because I have my magic bubbles and then it shows it in the reverse, but it's 3 of air, my friends. Let me know in the chat, what do you see, everybody? We're all powerful oracles, divine channels here. We've just had the experience of opening and healing. So whatever pops out, remember when we did the word play and we just picked a word that popped out? What is popping out for you symbolically, energetically, or maybe there's a synchronicity? I'm having a little synchronicity because the other day with my seniors dance group, we went outside and we were dancing with the trees. And I said, go dance with a tree and get a message from your tree. You're just going to ask your tree for a message, just like we did today, but with dance. And when I looked down at one point, there was this little piece of a hornet's nest, and it was like flimsy white and gray and black paper. And it had just had this little shape of a nest. There's no hornets around, but it looked exactly like this. And to me, the energy of like bees or bee-like creatures is the hive mind. And that's what we are here. We're like a hive mind community a mastermind where new ideas and downloads can be sourced between us. Hive joy, yeah, exactly. Uplifting, supporting each other. Three of air, we've got liftoff here, heading up, ascending, going. This could be like a tornado swirling. There's like some maybe darker negative energies, and then lifting up. We've got the green of the grass, some magical plants as well, and just the grace and elegance of this type of bird with the long legs, long wings. Find your wings, build your wings, and find your freedom and create your freedom. Don't wait for it to drop out of the sky. Create your own freedom, build your wings, and get your way out of the cocoon. So, being in the cocoon, you imagine the caterpillars in the cocoon, and the caterpillar melts into goo. You actually literally become goo when you're a caterpillar before you become the butterfly. Then you're starting to form out of the goo, and the goo part of transformation feels like the void, the betwixt and the between. You don't know where you're going, you don't know what's coming next, you don't even know who you are anymore. You're in the void, you are the goo. Now you start to form into the butterfly, but the thing is, you're in the cocoon and it's kind of safe and comfortable. And to get out of the cocoon, you've got to punch your way out. It doesn't just, there's not a zipper and you step out. You're like, get me out of the cocoon. And so you might be in this process where you're like, I know I'm a butterfly, but no one sees me and I can't fly yet, or I'm something else. And you get your way out of the cocoon, finally get out. It takes a lot of effort and pressure, like creating that diamond. And now you're out exploring and taking off and lifting off and realizing how beautiful you are. And that's what I see here. It's like the lift off is there. And it also takes getting grounded first with the green. So it's being in nature, harnessing the energies of nature, and make the choice to build your wings and fly. It is a choice, and having skills and abilities and a community and a mentor that will help you will get you there faster and more elegantly than if you lone wolf it and try to do it by yourself all day. And I've been there myself. Okay, Carly wants to share. Carly, do you want to come in with me?
I just had to share this because earlier today I was having a download about, does the caterpillar know it's going to be a butterfly? Does it look up in the sky and see I'm going to be that, or does it just trust the process? And as it's gooey wings, and then it just sits there and they're drying. Because lately I felt that my wings were out and then they're a bit wet, right? And then sometimes people can come and crumple them, and it's like, let my wings dry. But I believing that being present and being here and the calling and finding is part of that, just that trust and the present, that maybe the caterpillar doesn't really know what it's going to be yet, but we all know. So just want to share that. Happy to be here.
Aw, thanks, Carly. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Yeah, I wonder if it knows, but probably just trusting, right? And then the becoming, and maybe there's less resistance that we as humans and overthinking humans create for ourselves if we could just surrender, let go, trust, and believe that the goddess is working through you. Surrender to the goddess working through you. That's really the only thing to do. Our purpose will become very clear. So if you haven't booked your clarity call, everybody, you can book. Trina, could you drop in the link one more time for our VIP goddesses? And probably everyone's had a chance, but if you popped in a little bit late, you can book in one of our amazing priestess mentors, Trina or Carly. We're going to share Jody's link tomorrow. Kieran Advi, who was here earlier as well. And I think, was there someone else missing too? Oh, Billy Ann as well, who couldn't be here today, but she's an amazing oracle. You can book in with her. So just pick a time that works well for you. Tomorrow, everybody, I love this conversation about butterfly. We're gonna go more deeply around the process of change and surrender, and we'll do another meditation at the end today. So thanks everybody for staying. We had a nice long session today. I really appreciate everyone could stay all the way to the end. I love that, seeing so many comments come in as well. I invite you to head to the challenge group at some point today, the Facebook group, and just like and heart, and kind of in a practice of not lone wolfing, but sending your energy out boldly, lift the other women up in the group, and practice being a leader when it's safe, and you can kind of start to extend your wings, build your wings in the safety of the challenge group. And we're going to be watching for engagement and then giving out those prizes at the full moon ceremony. So grab your spot in the full moon ceremony as well. It's a separate link to join up. It'll be a different Zoom link, and we'll be together all the way till Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every day. Just checking my notes, just want to make sure we covered everything today. I think we are all good. Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Trina, for helping today. Priestess Coach Trina coaches in our Priestess School. She's my right-hand woman here, helping and supporting today, along with the other women in Priestess School as well. Okay, beauties, have a fabulous rest of your day. Remember your homework. You're going to ask a few people about your top traits. Share them over in the challenge group, and we'll see you back here, same link, tomorrow. You can unmute yourself on the way out if you'd like and say goodbye. We'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.
Bye.
Blessings, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Summer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for sharing.
See you at 4.
everybody. See you at 4.
We have a
Later. Care. Yeah, I see you on my schedule. I can't wait.
See you then. Bye.
See you then. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for sharing, Karen. Lots of
Welcome.
love.